Hello, my name is David Dodson and I've been practicing origami off and on for about 40 years. And today I'm going to show you a little bit about how it's done. Origami is the art of paper folding. Basically, you're taking a simple sheet of paper and folding it into something pretty, useful, or unique. It started in Japan around 1600. There's no real evidence of it before then because you were making it out of paper. Paper doesn't last very long, but the Japanese have been making paper since about 610, so there's a pretty good gap there where it could have evolved. The first real evidence of Japanese origami, it comes in the form of a poem. In the text of the poem, it mentions an origami butterfly. Now, the butterfly is a symbol of marital bliss. Much like a lot of origami models, they're just symbols. Today, we're going to learn how to make a crane. Speaking of symbols, the crane is a symbol of hope and peace. In fact, legend has it that anyone that can sit down and make 1,000 origami cranes will be blessed with good fortune. We're not gonna make 1,000. Today we're just gonna make one. So let's get to it. Today we're going to be making an origami crane. When we do origami, you can use any kind of paper that you want, but traditionally it's made with a square piece of paper that's colored on one side and white on the other. We're going to start, since we want our crane to be all colored, we'll start with the white side down. So, okay, your first fold is going to be into a triangle. And you want to be very mindful that you get your corners as sharp as possible. Okay, we'll turn it 90 degrees. Do it again. Again, make sure your corners are nice and sharp, and also your creases are nice and sharp. Okay, now we'll turn it, and we're going to make a rectangle. Same thing, we're going to fold it right in half. So we want to make sure our corners line up just right. Open it back up to the white side, turn it again, and we'll fold it the other way. Again, making a rectangle. Now when you get done, you should have all of your lines intersecting in the center. And it's very important because that means your lines are straight and centered right. So we're going to go back to our original triangle shape. Now these folds that we've been using, those are going to be the guides for our future folds. So you want to make sure they're nice and sharp. So we'll take our triangle, fold one of the corners up into itself like so. Okay, take the other side, do the same thing. Fold the corner up to the middle. And what you'll wind up with is a diamond shape. Okay, we'll make sure that our creases are nice and sharp because if they're not nice and sharp, they're not going to want to fold for us later when we need them to fold. And some of these are going to have to be folded backwards. And if they're not a nice, good, sharp crease, they won't fold backwards at all. So, okay, we have our diamond. We want the flappy side. You'll notice there's an open side and a closed side. We want the open side facing us. Okay, and then we're going to take one of our sides and put it right up against that middle line that we made earlier. Use it as a guide. Okay, and then we'll take the other side and do the exact same thing. Right in the middle. Okay, and the end it should be sort of like a kite. We'll turn it over, do the exact same thing. And this way should be a little easier since we have not only a middle guideline to put it up to gauge, we also have the other side. So at the end, when you're done, you should wind up with a kite shape. So we're going to take that top part of the kite, and we're going to fold it down, making sure the tip is in the middle, making sure that it covers all the way to the corners. And now we've got, when we open it up, you should see a very distinct triangle in the middle of your diamond shape. And that triangle is going to give us the guides for our next folds. So along that top line, we'll take it up and just follow our guides that we made earlier. It should sort of more or less fold itself into an open diamond. Turn it over, do the same thing on this side. Right it up. And this is where our sharp creases really come into play. Because if our creases are not sharp, it's not going to want to fold. Give it a little helping hand, it should fold, go right into place. Now here's the time before you open it and start creasing it down, look for any errors or anything you can improve upon before you do your final creasing. So okay, it looks good. I'm happy with it. So I'm going to go ahead and do my final sharp creasing. All right. So what we finished here, this is called the bird base. And the bird base is the basis for pretty much most of the animal models that you can make. It's one of the most basic shapes in origami. From here you can go a lot of different directions. You can use it pretty much as is. You can see it already sort of makes a bird. You can open it up this way. You can take it from that form. You can take it from the original kite form, and they actually have what's called a stretch bird base where you take that and pop it out. But we're not doing that today because it's hard to get back. So for the crane, we're just going to use the simple original bird base. Okay, now we're going to start. These are going to be your wings. And that triangle tip, we're going to face it away where these two little legs should be facing you when you start. Okay, so you'll notice there are 4 little sections, little quadrants. We're going to fold each of those into the middle. You want to get as close to the middle without getting there. You want to leave a little bit of gap, because what's going to happen is when you go to fold those later, you're not going to have enough room to do it if you go all the way to the center. So you want to stop just shy of it there, and still have it come down to a good point at the tip. So turn it over and do it again. It's kind of close to the middle, but not all the way on the middle. Okay, we can do better than that. Okay. All right. It's very important you want the sharp points, but you don't want these to go all the way to the middle. Okay. So then we take these 2 little legs we just made, fold them into a point, and go not all the way up, stop about right there. There we go. Do the same with this side. There we go. Okay, and then if you kind of look at them, decide which one you want to be the head. You want kind of the prettiest one to be the head, and I like this guy. This guy's a little more clean. So you'll take it, fold it in itself, like so, and make the head. Now, we take the wings, spread them apart, That middle section folds open like so. And that will make your crane. Do little tucks and tucks and straighten it out a little bit. And there we go. See? Look like that on top. Looks like that on the bottom. Straighten the head and the tail, however you want it. There you go. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to learn this with me today. If you want to learn more about origami, about its cultural significance, its history, or just more on how to get into it, please go to the Crafts for Cultural Reconnection page on Facebook or YouTube, or simply click the link below. Thank you very much and goodbye.